Daily to daily, daily to daily, daily to daily. Go get a Mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking the fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. Talking about wasting time or spending your time tonight. Knowing when you are wasting your time and when you are spending your time. Knowing when you are spending your time versus wasting your time. Do you know? Do you know? Basically, tonight we're going to be talking about perspective because that's what it all boils down to. Your perspective. You know, because what might be spending time to one person might be totally wasting time to another person. You know, a lot of disputes can break out about whether you're spending time doing something or wasting time doing something. If something doesn't make money, or if something is disputable by the opinions of a lot of people, you know. So influences often have a way of shaping whether we think that we are spending time doing something or wasting time doing something. You know, when you are spending time doing something, we're just talking about something on the mental side of things. When you think that you are spending time doing something, you normally feel good about it. You normally feel proud about it. You normally feel like, yo, this is the thing to do. If I'm going to spend, if years of my life or however long something takes is going to be taken up by this, then yeah, I would rather it be on this or with this than with that, this or that, this or that, this or that. When you're wasting your time, it's normally because of some kind of disappointment that you feel. Most people don't feel like they're wasting their time until a lot of time has gone by and expectations aren't being fulfilled, and they feel like they're being lied to, or they feel like they've been bamboozled, or they feel like they've been strung along. They haven't been told the truth. You said that I was going to get this, or that this was going to happen. You promised me that if I did this, then you would do that and we would have this. And you didn't deliver. You did not deliver. And it's wrong. It's immoral. It's wrong. I get it. But I'm trying to figure out how the person who switches up whether something was spending time or wasting time is right. When and how come the person that may have made you a promise or gave you an ultimatum or some other options, how are they totally wrong? 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 You know, I use some strange, well, I'm not going to say strange. I use some different examples to write up the description of this show. And one of the descriptions I want to talk about right now specifically is the religious one. I said, if you follow a religion your whole life, let's say 20 years of your life, 30 years of your life, 40 years of your life, and then you become enlightened and convert to another religion, did you spend all of your life with that prior religion, or did you waste your life? I mean, waste your time all of those years of your life following that God, following those principles, following that religion, living that way of life. I mean, you know, we all get a little sensitive when we start talking about religion because we're talking about our mortality. We're talking about our view of what the afterlife is. We are talking about our salvation many times. But I think it's a big deal when somebody changes religions. I think it's a really big deal. Because you're talking about your whole existence. You're talking about your whole belief system of how the world was created, why we are here, and what our true purpose is in life. Every life. Because normally when you believe in a religion, you believe that everybody should follow this. Of course, we get politically correct and we say, no, it's good for me. This way of life is good for me. This belief system is good for me. But deep down inside, if you believe that this belief system is good for you, you believe that it's good for you because you believe that it's the truth. If you don't believe that a religion is the truth, then you have I would say that you're wasting your time. I mean, come on. Come on. We're talking about God. We are talking about a supreme being that is supposed to be responsible for creating the life of every living thing in this whole world that we know of. Every living thing, from the biggest whale to the smallest creature, fish, even the air we breathe, the ground we walk on, the water that we wash with and drink, and the water that makes up our body. So if you follow a religion, but you don't believe that it's a good religion for everybody, I can't say that you're wasting your time, but I would say that you would have to be mentally dangerously close to it. No, no. But nonetheless, the rational part of me kicks in, and I say, no matter whether you think you're wasting your time or spending your time, it doesn't matter, because the time is going to come, the time is going to go, the time is going to be spent, and your flow will dictate how you feel, and it will give you that type of appeal, and you will do what you got to do and deal your cards that you got dealt, and you felt like this was the best way to go, and I can't be mad at you, and I'm gonna tell you so. Oh, slow down, slow down. All right, I mean, so let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it, think about it, get involved, be about it, think about it, get okay. So how y'all doing, man? Carol Chamberlain, me favorita is all up in the house, and T. Carey Wright. Thanks for coming on through. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Not just talking to y'all too. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If y'all haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the Daily Go Get Mism Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about knowing when you are wasting your time and when you are spending your time. How do you know? Do you know where you're going to? Do you know where you're going to? Do you know? What's going on, Stacey White? How you feeling, ma? Good to see me some of you. So, yeah. What are some of the things that make you think that you are wasting your time? We normally think that we're wasting our time when we don't fulfill expectations, or when we feel like we're doing something for somebody else and are gaining nothing from it. Now, you can do something for somebody else for them. But when you get to the point where you feel like, or you see that you are spending all of this time and it's not benefiting you, and it's not even benefiting them, and they don't seem to see it, and you see nothing else but it. It could be something simple. For example, have you ever gone to help somebody get something that you know they can't get? I asked, have you, let me make sure this thing is on. Boom, boom, boom. Have you ever gone with somebody to get something that you know they cannot get? Have you ever been that big of a friend or a lover or a family member that you went somewhere with somebody to get something that you know that they could not get? Like a driver's license. You know damn well that this person either cannot drive or that their license is suspended and will be suspended, yet you went with them down to the DMV to try to appeal the decision for them to get their license back. Let me paint a picture for you. Paint a perfect picture. All right. So, you know that when your license is suspended, you have to fix whatever was wrong to have your license suspended in the first place before you can get your license restored. So, like in the case with me, when my license was suspended for DUI, when I was trying to get my license back, I knew that, going down to the DMV and all of that kind of stuff, PennDOT is what it's called in Pennsylvania. Del Dot is what it's called in Delaware. Do you know what it's called in NJ? I don't know if it's called NJ Dot. I really don't know, but that's our tri-state area. So I thought I would throw that out there. But anyway, so if I went down to PennDOT to try to, get my license restored, knowing damn well that, for example, I did not. Okay, in order for you to start serving your driver's license suspension, for you to get credit for the time that your license has been suspended, you have to turn in your license. This is where a lot of people mess up, because they'll get the notice that their license is suspended and they won't send their license in or tell PennDOT that their license has been stolen or that they lost it or whatever. So what happens is the time goes by, a year goes by. However, let's say a year goes by since you got the notice of your suspension, and then you march your ass right on down to the DMV, PennDOT, talking about, yeah, I came to get my license restored. And then they type it in the computer. Oh, you haven't, your license will be suspended until next year at this time. And you like, no, it's been suspended since last year at this time. Yeah, it'll be suspended until next year at this time. And that's only if you turn your license in now. See, a lot of people don't turn in their license because they want to try to use it as ID. What you need to do is you need to turn your license in to the DMV, and then your time of suspension starts. Do no no do no no do no 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 do no no do no no rip dip 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 boom. Other than that, you ain't getting your license. You ain't getting your license restored. So all right, after the DMV gives you that bad news, and maybe, hopefully, you turn your license in then. But the thing is, here's the thing: you can't turn your license into the DMV. You can't hand them your license like, all right, here. They be like, no, you got to mail that into Harrisburg for Pennsylvania, because that's the capital of Pennsylvania. So you got to mail it in to them, not give it to them. See, they're not trying to make it easy. So you went down to the DMV, took a number, waited behind all of those people, and wasted your whole day, more than likely, or no less than an hour or two or three, whatever. You went down there and was down there all of that time. You may have taken off that day or whatever the case may be, left work early, just to be told no, and to be told to do something that you should have done before you even went there. So you could say that was a waste of time, but then again, you could say that you spent your time because you were so hard-headed, not reading the paperwork and not following instructions and thinking that you were getting over. So you really wasted that whole year thinking that you were serving your suspension, and you weren't. So you can go to these little license restoration places, talk about, we could get your license restored in 24 hours. Get your license restored 24 hours. Get your license restored 24 hours. I don't know nobody who license was suspended under something rare who got their license right back. Doesn't work that way. Let's say if you owe money for a ticket, yeah, you can pay the ticket and get your license restored. But even with that, in order for your license to get restored, they have to send in the paperwork. You still may have to. Yeah, that's the thing. If your license was suspended and it was because you didn't pay a ticket, even when you pay that ticket, it ain't gonna matter because you didn't send your license in. So you didn't get credit. So you paid off, you got a zero balance, you don't owe nobody, and you thinking that they was just gonna go around the rules that they put on paper. See, one thing about the white man, when he puts things on paper, you better listen because it's official. He ain't going back on that. That's the trap. The written word is the trap, baby. The written word is the trap. You can always change the things that you said, but you can't change what you wrote. Can't change what you signed. You can't change what you didn't read. All right. So for any and everybody out there that's running around here driving on a suspended license, thinking that someday it's just going like the statute of limitations or something is going to magically give you your license back, you are wrong, and you're wasting your time with that type of thinking, and you're wasting your time not doing what's necessary in order to get your license back. Getting your license restored from a suspension is work, and you're going to have to do the work. I'm just saying, baby. Just saying. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on with my brother Ansel Jones? So, knowing when you are wasting your time and when you're spending your time. By the way, even with that example with the suspended license, you are still spending your time because the time is still going to go. And you're doing other things, and during that time, you're doing more than just waiting around. You are actually doing other things, taking care of other business or whatever. You might even still be driving on that suspended license. I know I was. I ain't never had my license suspended and stopped driving. Never ever. I got to go because I'm a hard head, but I know what I had to do to get that license restored, and I had to follow the rules. At some time in your life, you have to stop thinking that you can get around the rules. You have to stop thinking that you are special, more special than everybody else, especially to people who don't even know you. See, people who don't know you don't care about you. They don't. People who don't know you don't care about you. So if you are spending time thinking that some magic genie in a bottle or some frog that you kissed is going to turn into a prince and magically give you 3 wishes or something, I don't know, some of that fairy tale mess, you're wasting your time. You really are wasting your time thinking that fantasy is going to meet reality somewhere. You put in, you get out, you take out what you put in. That's it. And any other form of thinking, any other way of thinking is a waste of time, homie. It's a waste of time, homie. All right, so let's go to the elephant in the room, shall we? Let's go to the elephant in the room. And I believe that the elephant in the room is relationships. I hear women say all the time, we was together 5 years of my life. Together 5 years of my life. Together 5 years of my life. And he never made me his wife, so I wasted my time. I wasted my years. I smoked my weed and drunk all my beers. I had kids by the nigga, no gears. I can't believe that I wasted those years. I never got married. And he married somebody else. Maybe he didn't marry nobody else. He just went for self. Maybe you weren't the one that he wanted, the wife, and maybe he wasn't really the one you wanted to be a wife with, but you know, you ain't gonna say that shit, because you know how it goes. But anyway, a lot of people say that when you're in a relationship, a long-term relationship, and you don't get married, it's a waste of time. What do y'all think about that? What do you say for people who are together for years, but they don't get married? What do you say? If they break up, is it a waste of time? If they stay together, is it a waste of time? Now, normally this whole thing comes up when they don't get married. And let me tell you something. There are some women out here who say that they don't really care if they get married or not. And a lot of times they lying. But they looking out for the cookout. They doing what's necessary because they might really love their man. And I really don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? They said, well, look, shoot, I feel like I'm better with him than without him. So if we have to be unmarried but together, then I'm good with it. As long as I'm for him and he's for me, and I don't feel any competition, then we all right. Sometimes some women will say that, but they're not being honest with themselves, and they're not being honest with their partners. But it'll all come out. It'll all come out when they break up. So y'all was together 5 years. Y'all was together 7 years. Y'all was together double-digit years. And now it's time for y'all to move on. Well, did you waste your time or did you spend your time? I'll tell you this, and this is Pretty Petty Tuesday. So y'all might be thinking y'all might think I'm being pretty petty by saying this. Women, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say women that I know. That's what I'm going to say. Women that I know who have had children by somebody that they were in long-term relationships seem to be less likely to claim that their relationship was a waste of time if it doesn't end in marriage. And not just because they figured that they at least had kids out of it, but women are usually not. I don't know if it's superstition or something like that, but not too many women I know want to say anything against their children that they love. So they might think that a man is the worst thing that ever happened to this world as far as women are concerned. And especially as far as herself as a woman is concerned. But she might be less likely to say that nigga ain't no good and I wasted my time with him if she has a child by him, because she might be looking at it like, well, but my baby ain't no waste of time. And anything that resulted in my child being born or my babies being born was not a waste of time. And I understand that. I get it. You know, they might look at it like it's karmatic. It may just be superstition. It may be a religious thing. But let a woman and a man be together for 2 years. Just 2. Because that supposed to be the going rate for, a man to make a decision on whether he wants to get married or not. 2 years. So y'all date for 2 years and, then y'all supposed to get married. Or he's supposed to propose. That's what I've heard. I've heard that. 2 years. That's, 2 years. That's what they say. What do y'all say? What do y'all say? If a man and a woman are in a relationship for multiple years, 5 years, let's say 5 years, and they don't get married, do you consider that to be a waste of time? And you can choose either gender you want to speak on, whether it's the woman or the man. More than likely, it's going to be the woman who complains about this. I haven't met any men that have said. I've never heard a man complain. I'm just speaking for myself. I've never heard a man complain like, "Yo, man, I gave her 7 years of my life and she wouldn't be my wife." I've never heard that. I'm not saying that it never happens. I'm not saying that it's never done. I'm not saying that he never played. I'm not saying that he couldn't win. No, that he never won. I'm not saying none of that. But I've never heard a man say it. But I've heard woman after 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 woman woman after 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 woman say it. I've heard it. I've heard it. Online, you see it a lot. It don't take no man 5 years to decide if he wants you to be his wife. Because the woman that he marries, he don't take that long to decide that. So he was with you for 6 years and he ain't marry you, but he married some chick that he only knew for 6 months. How you know he only knew her for 6 months? Women always think they know how long a side joint been a side joint. You don't know. You don't know. Y'all might have started at the same time. You don't know. But I understand the disappointment. I just don't accept the defeatism. The defeatist attitude. I wasted my time. I wasted my time. Well, did you just spend the whole 5 years hoping that y'all would get married? Like, did you do anything else? Did you work? Go to school? Did y'all do anything? Ever go out? Did he ever make you happy? Or did you just want to marry the sad ass? Did did y'all do anything? Did you learn anything? I don't know. I think that's a difference between spending your time and wasting your time. Wasting your time is when you don't seem to remember any other thing that mattered at the time that you were spending. When you're spending your time, you're like, no, I was doing this, that, and the third, and I was doing this too. So I gave this many years of my life. And in the meantime, I was also doing this, that, and the third other. I was doing things. I was hanging out. I was making moves. I was making. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say here? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you understand? All right, let's go to the next scenario. You work at a job for years and years. Now, this is something that a lot of people can relate to. You worked at a job 5 years. You worked at a job 10 years. You worked at a job 15. You worked at a job for the 20. You worked at a job 25. You worked at a job 30. Well, most people who work at a job don't get rich. So was it a waste of time because you didn't get rich or that you didn't make a lot of money? Okay, let's ask this. If you work at a job for 25 years and you never make 6 figures, did you waste your time or did you spend your time? Now, 6 figures is nowhere near rich, especially in today's economy. But it's a decent salary. Even if you just make $100,000, it's a decent salary. So if you work at a job for 25 years, there's some people who would say that you didn't make 6 figures and you worked at a job for double-digit years, 20, 15, 17, 20, 25 years, and you never made it to 6 figures. A lot of people will say you wasted all of your time. You was working for peanuts. Shoot, you may not have made it to 75,000. Did you waste your time or did you spend your time? It's all perspective. It's an opinion. It's an opinion. Nobody can say whether you wasted your time. I mean, you got work done and you got paid. So everybody's goal is not to be rich. Everybody's goal is not to make six figures. But of course, the person that has the most judgment and the person that makes six figures is going to say, shit, couldn't be me. I ain't working all them years on no damn job and they ain't paying me no money. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I understand where they coming from. Do you? I'm not saying that I agree with them. I just understand where they're coming from. I do. I understand where they're coming from. A person like me insists on making more money any job I get. So I won't accept moving this way. I won't even accept moving this way. You see, I just went up a little bit. It got to be a significant rise. Like, come on. But that's me. That doesn't apply to everybody. It doesn't. My goals don't have to be your goals. Your goals don't have to be my goals. Our goals doesn't have to be anybody else's goals. But people will tell you, you wasted your time. All right. Let me see what y'all got to say. Oh, Ansel says, do people who got a degree feel like they wasted time if they don't work in the field that they studied? A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. And you know what? Ansel, I've heard people I know people who graduated college who said that, but they normally said that in the first years that they graduated. As they get older, they realize it don't matter if I'm working in the field. I didn't go to welding school. I didn't go to electrician school. I didn't go to carpentry school. I didn't go to automotive training school. I didn't go to any of those things. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you go to get your CDL in order to become a trucker, and you don't become a trucker, I think you wasted your time. I'm going to say that. Because that's exactly what you went to do. When you go to college, you go to learn a field of study. You didn't go there to learn no job. They don't teach no jobs in college. Trust me, I know. They do not teach you a skill in college other than how to think. How to think. That's it. That's it. They show you how to think, how to maneuver, how to work things out, how to explore your options, how to utilize utilize your resources. That's what they teach you in college. That's it. There's no jobs. There's no college with job placement. None. That includes Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Cornell, Dartmouth, Brown, U of Penn, Columbia. There's no job. That also includes the what's that English college, Oxford. There's no job placement. They know that after they get finished with you, you can go get a job with doing whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. They know it. That's what they teach you in college. But yeah, there's some people like, okay, if you go to college to with a major of like, I don't know, you went there for education, like secondary education, and you don't become a teacher. Like, you don't have to become a teacher, but that's pretty much what you wanted to do. You wanted to become a teacher. But I know teachers, I know people who went to school for education, and they decided later on that they didn't want to be a teacher. They found out something else when they were going to college, and they said, I'm going to try this other thing out. And then if that don't work, I can fall back and become a teacher. I can teach anytime. That's the one good thing about teaching. But you know what? As far as education is concerned, anybody with a college degree can go into a school. Anybody who has a bachelor's degree can teach school on the elementary level. You can teach elementary school. You can start out subbing, and you can become a teacher. Anybody with a degree, anybody with a bachelor's degree, it doesn't matter what the degree is in. You can become a substitute teacher, and you can parlay that into a teaching position. You go back and get your master's. Now you can teach high school. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So yeah, some people who have gone to school feel like it's a waste of time if they don't work in their field of study. And they normally feel that way in the beginning because they want to find a job. And okay, I say that they don't teach you how to do any job in school. All right. Somebody might say, what about nursing? Oh, yes, they do teach you nursing in college. Okay, in college, they don't really teach you nursing. They give you your internship, and the nurses show you how to be a nurse. All they taught you in college in your classes was the principles of nursing. You took the biology, the chemistry, and all that kind of stuff. They didn't teach you how to be a nurse. You didn't go to class in your scrubs or your lab jacket. But when you did your internship that you got paid for, they showed you how to nurse. So you worked with the patients alongside other nurses, and you got your nurse on. So I get it. T. Carey Wright says, waste, no lesson learned from the particular experience. That should never be true. I hear that. Stacey White says, I cannot be a pastor and cannot get paid. A certain person said they were building a kingdom. Wow. T. Carey Wright says, the colleges that have job placement are all in India. I'm going to India to learn English. I'm studying customer service. When I call you, answer my call. I'm going to India to learn how to do customer service. I'm going to India to learn customer service. Customer service. Going to India to learn customer service. Customer service. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? All right. And I'm glad you brought the whole school up thing, because I was going there. I was about to go there. Now, a lot of people out here nowadays, they say that if you go to college and you took on all those student loans and you don't make six figures. So they say if you go to college and you don't make a six-figure salary, you wasted your time. And that's a dangerous way of thinking. And so many people are out here saying that. Do you have so many entrepreneurs out here these days speaking against college? I'm telling y'all, don't listen to those motherfuckers. Do not listen to people discourage you from educating yourself. Anyone that you come across that discourages you from seeking higher education, when you want to seek higher education, get away from them. They are toxic. I don't care how nice they are. I don't care how good they are in bed. I don't care how much they rub your back and tell you how sweet you are. If they are telling you that you are wasting your time getting a college degree, get the fuck away from them, because they are toxic. I'm not trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? I understand. Listen, I ain't got nothing against making a bunch of money. I ain't got nothing against it. I like the way money feels, and I like the way it spins. And I feel a whole lot safer when I got a bunch of it saved up. I do. But it don't make me talk better. It doesn't make me love better. It doesn't make my personality any more friendlier or more attractive. It doesn't cut my hair. It doesn't trim my nails. It don't put my drawers on. I'm just saying. I mean, the amount of people that I hear out here, I didn't go to college and I make more than a lot of people that got college degrees. So does Floyd Mayweather. But how many Floyd Mayweathers you got out here? And please be careful. Don't come on here talking about how Floyd Mayweather can't read. He can read. He just doesn't read all that well. You know what I mean? He gets a little tripped up on some words. He can read, though. He can read. He can read. But there's only one Floyd Mayweather. Last I looked, there ain't another undefeated champion that I've seen. You know where one is? I don't know of any other undefeated champions. There's one Floyd Mayweather. So until you get me a Floyd Mayweather part 2, then you can't use Floyd Mayweather as an example because he's the exception to the rule. The rest of those boxers made a bunch of money, lost a bunch of money because they didn't understand money. They didn't know nothing about money, but their managers and their trainers and their handlers knew all about money, and they took all of theirs. Carol said, Omar, that's where you have to go. I'm trying to tell you, customer service, India, baby. India. Gotta go. TK right says, thank you for calling TMO Bio. T-Mobile. Wait a minute. Thank you for calling T-Mobile. My name is Norris. How can I? You always read that shit, T-Mobile. 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 Oh. And so says, do you have school for telemarketing? Nah, that's all on the job training. Shout out to telemarketers. TK Wright says, okay, wait. She says, and he didn't graduate kindergarten. This is the problem when you bring up Floyd Mayweather. See, all right. I'm going to tell you how bad, and I mean bad in a good way, Floyd Mayweather is. Normally, somebody like T-Mobile, TK, right? Normally, if you bring your child around somebody like Floyd Mayweather Jr., you would say to your child, you make sure you go to school. You would look at him and you'd be like, that's why you need to go to school. Floyd Mayweather has taken away your motivation for saying that. He done pretty much bought his way out of people saying that. Like, yeah, you can go to school if you want. You ain't gonna make as much money as me. And he's right. The chances are low, slim. Because whether you think he can read very well or not, that motherfucker is actually good with money. He's more than just the money machine that brings it in. He actually knows what to do with it. And that separates him from almost all of his peers in the boxing world. He actually knows how to make the money, keep the money, make more money, expand the money. But he looks like all he knows how to do is show the money, flash the money, display the money, throw the money around. And I really hate that about Floyd, but I can't hate on him. He has gifts. Carol talking about some LOL. You sure, Omar? I'm 48% sure. TK writes up. I'm putting myself on timeout. No, you need to just dip. You need to just dip. Carol, delete all the comments. Get out of here. Get out of here. Carol Chamberlain says, no, sis, you don't need to go in timeout. I'm loving it. No. She gotta go. Carol says, it's amazing that all customer service is outsourced now. TK Ray says, he's smart enough to invest in good stuff. Hey, he got it. He got the magic touch. Carol says, no, I will not. I need to fire you too. This is a waste of time. I'm wasting my time here. All right. So what we did religion. We did working at a job. We did going to school. What other one? What's this? Oh, I got a good one. Speaking of, because we were talking about Floyd Mayweather, I want to talk about sports for a second. If you play for a team your whole career, football, basketball, hockey, baseball, if you play your whole career in professional sports at the highest level that you could achieve, and you never win a championship, you never got a championship ring on your finger, did you spend your time or did you waste your time? Ooh, Charles Barkley. Ooh, Karl Malone. Ooh, Sharofsky. What do y'all think? Dan Fouts. Dan Marino. Huh? Played your whole career at the highest level. Your stats are through the roof. You played your part. Allen Iverson. Gary Payton. Played your whole career but never won a championship. Play your whole career, no ring. Play your whole nope. Donovan McNabb. Oh yeah, a lot of quarterbacks out there. Was really great, really good. Never won a championship. A lot of basketball players, stats are through the roof. Hall of Fame, but no ring. And they say if you ain't got a ring, you ain't done a thing. I said you ain't got no ring, you ain't done a thing. I said you ain't got a ring. This is a touchy one, I think. What do y'all say? If you played your whole career and you never won a championship, did you spend your time or did you waste your time? Because when you get into those conversations, about who's the GOAT and all of that. You ain't got no ring. You ain't getting in them GOAT conversations. I'm sorry, you're not. You are not getting in those GOAT conversations. Those greatest of all time. You are not in those conversations. No, you're not. I loved Allen Iverson. He's not the GOAT. He's nowhere near it. Karl Malone backed a lot of people down. And his number two, John Stockton. No rings. No rings. They was the 1-2 knockout all those years. No rings. Never the GOAT. Never the GOAT. Yeah. Oh, you got that gold medal. Sure do. Got the gold medal. Played for the USA, but no ring. No NBA championship ring. Blame your man Michael Jordan. He said, no, you ain't getting shit. He said, yo, money grip, you ain't getting shit. Because I said so. I need another ring. That means you can't get one. It was sad. It was sad. Wasn't it sad? That 1997 championship. Wasn't it? It was sad. It was sad. A part of me wanted Karl Malone and them to win. Was not to be. Jordan said no. No. The answer is no. You can't have none. Blink, 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 blink. So is it a waste? Did you waste your career? Because all of those players that I named went to other teams that tried to put a team together just to win those championships. Other players who had rings let these players or campaign for these players to get on their team so they could finally get a ring before their career ended, and it never worked. That's what happened with Karl Malone. Kobe and them let them on the team to try to get them a ring. No, son. No. No, son. Charles Barkley down in Houston with Scottie Pippen trying to get no, son. No. You not get none. Now, TK Wright says not a waste of time. I agree. I don't think that is a waste of time. You got paid. You got paid, made it to the Hall of Fame, things like that. So it's not a waste of time. But for the purists who say, you ain't getting no ring. Nobody cares about your scoring titles. And nobody cares about the NBA Hall of Fame. They let anybody in their shit. And that's the truth, too. The NBA Hall of Fame is lame. They ought to call it the Hall of Lame. They let Yao Ming in the motherfucking NBA Hall of Fame. That is the Hall of Lame. Yao Ming? Y'all let Yao Ming in the Hall of Fame? How many years did Yao Ming play in the NBA to make it in the Hall of Fame? You can fall. You could slip on a banana peel and land in the NBA Hall of Fame. That shit is lame. And no other sport is it easier to make it into the Hall of Fame than it is in basketball. Baseball, you gotta die. The chances of you making it to the Baseball Hall of Fame while you are alive is hard. Them stats got to be on fire. Same thing with the NFL. They don't play. They don't play. I don't know about the hockey Hall of Fame, but baseball and the NFL, MLB and NFL, they don't play. They'll let you keep going for it and being like, and they'll keep denying you, like, nah, man, no Hall of Fame for you. You ain't it ain't your time. You ain't first ballot Hall of Fame. Shit, you only 50 years old. You ain't getting in no Hall of Fame unless you Jordan. You just got to be somebody like Jordan. Carol says, I've been fired from better places, Omar. Oh, no, you haven't. Try this one on for size. Don't insult me. Carol said, leave the round rebound alone, Charles. What a name. What a name, the round rebound. And so Joe says, why that sound like Magic School Bus? Like Magic School Bus? Carol said, did you see the money Jordan just made? The rich get richer. And no, I didn't. I don't know anything about that. Whatever money he made, he didn't deserve it. Carol says, shameful is what it is. So yeah. So, most people won't say that because in order to play professional sports in the big four, you had to be the best in the world, undisputed. You are amongst the best in the world. No doubt about it. So, of course, that's not a waste of time. The worst NBA player will be as good, normally as good as the best college players. Like, if you ever thought that an NBA player was garbage and you ever saw him in person and they was doing a shoot around, you'll see he don't miss none of them shots. And you be thinking like, well, you didn't make none of them when you was in the NBA. It's because they were other players in the best in the world he was playing against, guarding them. Out here in this high school gym, he gonna wax y'all asses. Y'all ain't ready. So no, I don't think it's a waste of time if you never won a ring. But I do get it when people say it. Because they say, especially as an NFL quarterback, you're supposed to lead your team to that ring. So I'm sorry, Donovan McNabb. I'm sorry. Because it's going to be hard for you to get in the Hall of Fame and you never won a ring. Your stats kind of say you should be in the Hall of Fame, but you ain't first ballot. And don't get me wrong, I like Donovan McNabb, but I kind of knew he wasn't going to get a ring with him. He ain't had that eye of the tiger. Cap says he sold his shares of the Hornets. Oh yeah, I did know. I don't know how much he made. She says he sold his share of the Hornets, made $3 billion, and still kept the minority ownership. Ooh. How are the Charlotte Hornets worth $3 billion? How? They never won a ring. They never won a championship. How they worth $3 billion? Doing what? Not for nothing, Carol. But have you ever heard anybody say that the Charlotte Hornets were their favorite team? I know people in North Carolina who don't say that shit. Even when they was going to the playoffs, and even back when they had grandmama. $3 billion. Yeah, I did read that. I saw the headline that he sold the Hornets. I didn't know he got that much money. How are they worth some $3 billion? What in the hell? Yeah, Larry Johnson, T. Carey, right? Lag Johnson. Let's do these birthday shout outs. Let's. Carol says, no, I haven't and won't either. That's what I'm saying. I ain't never heard nobody say, yo, the Hornets my team. The Hornets my team. Now you got family in North Carolina, South Carolina. I got family in North Carolina, South Carolina. I ain't never heard nobody say that was their very favorite team. I ain't never heard nothing. I ain't never heard of such. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious, glorious, glorious June 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Catherine Lena Brown, turning 57 years old today. And Wallace Cotton Jr., happy birthday to you. And Aluchi Favor Armadi, turning 33 years old today. And Michelle A. Wright Sturgis, turning 46 years old today. And Arnell Brinson, turning 56 years old today. And Summer Rose Horan, happy birthday to you. And my girl, Shelly Lambert, happy birthday to you. And The Basement, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my girl go-getter, Ginger Watson, happy birthday to you. I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious, glorious, glorious June 20th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, to rock out, rock on it, to do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, spending your time, wasting your time, it's all perspective. More than likely, nobody is going to tell you that you are wasting your time doing something that you want to do. It's going to be hard for somebody to convince you that you're wasting your time doing something that you enjoy doing, something that fulfills you, something that comes from your heart, something that you think helps others, something that does something for you on the inside. So your cup of tea doesn't have to be flavored with the same sugar or the same sweetener as everybody else's does. It's all on you. But don't come around here boo-hooing and crying because you didn't get something that you wanted, or saying that people promised you something that they only really gave you a maybe for. Don't try it. Don't even try it. But we all got to go for ours. And the time is going to come whether we call it a spend or whether we call it a waste. But it's all on you. What's in your heart? That's what you're going to spend your time doing. And more than likely, you got something out of any and everything that you have ever done. So try to remember that part. That part. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. Oh, fudge. God damn it. Okay, there we go. We will be back tomorrow for another Daily Go Getterism show. So, Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet.